Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Man, these people are nuttier than squirrels. Shit. So this past weekend, and I'm sure you didn't know anything about it. I don't blame you. I didn't know anything about it until I saw it like on my Instagram feed. I certainly wasn't looking for it on TV. But this past weekend was the WNBA All-Star game. And it's not echoing because it's an effect. It's echoing because the arena was empty. So All-Star means whether it's hockey, baseball, basketball, it doesn't matter. Pro Bowl, and football is called the Pro Bowl. It doesn't matter. These are the best players. These are the best of the best. This is the creme de la creme. These are the best players in the WNBA. And they get together for a weekend and have all these other festivities and shit and competitions, but then they have the All-Star game. That's the main event. So this shit, if NBA players missed shots like the WNBA players did, nobody would watch. Maybe that's why nobody watches the WNBA. This shit was terrible. You're never going to see Steph Curry or somebody like that with a wide open three where they get a chance to dribble the ball, get their feet right, and miss a three. Now, of course, people miss. But you're talking a professional athlete, no one around him, no pressure, nobody's trying to block the shot, nobody's in his face. And he's going to sit there, get his feet right, dribble one or two times, shoot the ball, and miss. Now, if Steph Curry misses, I'm sure it's going to be close. But these women, these set-it-off Queen Latifah-looking broads were, airball. Airball. Come on. They suck. And it probably would have been more watchable if Caitlin Clark was playing, but I guess she's hurt. But that's not why we're here. It's because of the stupid-ass shirts they were wearing. They had the nerve with putting a subpar product out on the court every night for it to be a league that is subsidized, meaning the NBA covers all the shit that they can't. To have a product like that, to play for a league like that, and have the nerve to wear t-shirts that say, pay us what you owe, or pay us what we're owed. Huh? Your league has never generated a profit. Name one business that never generates a profit and has been around for 30 years. I know, you can't, because they don't exist. If a business doesn't generate money, it goes out of business unless it's subsidized. Unless somebody comes in and says, oh, what's wrong there, toots? And they write them a check. But the audacity, the unmitigated gall of these women who suck ass at their job to wear shirts that say, pay us what we're owed. Okay, here you go. But sir, there's nothing in your hand. I know. That's what you're owed. You guys are garbage. You need to lower the rim and get a smaller ball. Now, you may not know this, but the WNBA ball is already smaller than an NBA ball. Why? Because ladies have smaller hands. But I thought, oh, we're just like the men and we're equal and do. No, you're not. That's why you got a smaller ball and you still suck. So lower the hoop to like 8 feet or whatever height it is at an elementary school. You know, you go to elementary school like with your kid, like I went when we used to live down in Salinas. We would go to an elementary school that was close by on the weekend. You know, we'd go through the fence and they got like a 7-8 foot hoop. I was in there like Michael Jordan. That's what they need to do to them. Lower that shit to the elementary school height, and these chicks can start dunking and making most of their shots, and then it might be watchable. But as long as you only have like 5 people who can make shots, It's going to suck ass because nobody wants to watch it. And you would think that women would be the main supporters of women's basketball, but they don't. Women don't watch that shit. Women don't watch men's sports, which is the best. So why would they watch women's for the WNBA? That sucks. But they had the nerve to wear shirts that said, pay us what we're owed. You are owed absolutely nothing. You owe the NBA. The NBA should be wearing those shirts. The NBA should be wearing shirts that say, hey, WNBA, pay us what we're owed. Because they come to your rescue. They come with a check every year to cover the cost that you can't cover. To cover the cost of you in these arenas you only fill up halfway. The private planes, and I shouldn't say like, not like a private jet, but they'll charter an airplane, a 747 or something, to fly this gaggle of lesbian giraffes around the country. And I'm gonna put a link to a description box. There was one, I think, it was All-Star weekend. This group, I've only seen one player, but I imagine she wasn't alone. But this WNBA player goes to a club and they won't let her in. What were you thinking? Did you think that you could go to a club and because the All-Star game was in town this weekend that you would just be recognized? You think that people know what you look like? There's only two people in the WNBA that everybody can identify without them wearing their uniform and being on a court. It's Caitlin Clark and, unfortunately, Angel Reese. Now, people might argue chicken or the egg, who's living off of whose fame. I don't think it's an argument. Obviously, it's Caitlin Clark. She's the best player. She's way better than Angel Reese. But those are the only two people that anybody could look at and say, oh, I know who that is. Or at least say, oh, she's in the WNBA, right? Pick another WNBA player. You know what the fuck she looks like? Or maybe a homeboy, Brittany Griner. The one has a deep-ass voice like this. It's not real, Brittany. If you stop taking those pills, your voice is going to get real high real fast. So it's not real. You're not really a dude. I don't care how much duct tape you use to hold your titties down. And how many pills, how many Flintstone vitamins you got to take in the morning so your voice sounds like a dude who just woke up. But if you stop taking them, your shit's going to go back to normal. And the only reason we know who Brittany Griner is because we had to trade for a guy called the Merchant of Death to get her punk ass back from Russia. You don't know her from just playing basketball. And we only know Angel Reese because she's attached to Caitlin Clark, who's the only one who can actually play. So if you have an entire league and we can only identify 3 people and you're wearing a shirt that says pay us what you're owed, no. Take that shirt, fold it up, and put that shit away or give it to an NBA player. Because you owe them. They subsidize you $40, $50 million a year. Disband the WNBA. Make them go play overseas or make them, actually, back in the day, in the NFL, before these players started making millions of dollars a minute, players only played during the season. During the off season, when there wasn't the NFL season, these guys had jobs, regular 9-to-5s, whatever they did. And then they would stop, take a break, and go play football. It's been done. Until you get your shit together, until you can increase your talent level, play some basketball during the NBA season, and after that, get a regular job, selling cars, working at a store, running a business, I don't know. Until you get your shit off the ground and you can generate enough cash to where that's all you have to do, pay us what we're owed. Okay. Meet me in the comments. Talk to me, Goose. What do you think about this silly shit? But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.